Greetings, mighty companions. I'm Jim Bello. I'm the author of Quantum Reggae, Message from Bob, Volume Oneness. That's my book. So I'm required to say that before each video. If you've been following these videos at all, you know that last week I spoke about Easter. And in previous videos I've had little cards as props, and I don't have them, but I do have a prop for today's second half of the talk about Easter. This is the prop for today, a cup of coffee and some cream. So I will get to that in a minute. The excitement builds. So as I said, this is Easter Part 2, Easter 2014 Part 2, 2014. And last week I talked about contempt and the role of contempt in one's life and how that can become a holy experience, and that's interesting. The second half of the deeper ideas about Easter, which I contend is the most important holiday, and I will prove that by the end of this video, that it's the most important holiday in the world. You don't think I can do that? Huh? Have I failed you yet? What I've really enjoyed doing with Easter this year is getting with the Course in Miracles. It's so nice that there's an entire chapter dedicated to it, and I just get with the chapter, feel out the holiday, watch what other people are saying about it on Facebook. It's really interesting, really nice, because the idea is that the Course in Miracles explains is that this the healing of my mind, the healing of your mind, is what this is all about. So if I just have a meditative experience, I get with the text and just let impressions come from the outside world, it can really spring some really nice things into awareness. By the way, did you know that there is a sequel to A Course in Miracles? There's a 3-volume book that is scribed and worthy of being called a sequel to A Course in Miracles. It is called A Course of Love by Marie Perron, M-A-R-I-P-E-R-R-O-N, and it's very, very good trigger material. It's just superb, especially if you've kind of softened up the ground with The Course in Miracles. The Course of Love will shoot you right into the oneness if you do what it says, of course. But I just wanted to mention that because there's a point I want to make later in the video about this. So Easter Part 2. I would just like to read a couple sentences from paragraphs 11, 12, and 13, I think, of the chapter 20 in Course in Miracles. Your chosen home is on the other side, beyond the veil. It has been carefully prepared for you, and it is ready to receive you now. You will not see it with the body's eyes, yet all you need you have. So the key phrase in there is beyond the veil. Your chosen home is on the other side, beyond the veil. What does that mean? Let me read a bit more. Your home has called you since time began. Nor have you ever failed entirely to hear. You heard, but you knew not how to look nor where, and now you know. That's the thing that Easter made possible. Was you heard, but you knew not how to look nor where, and now you know. That's in paragraph 12. Paragraph 13, there's the phrase, the veil of fear. We go beyond the veil of fear, lighting each other's way. And then paragraph 14, the peace of Easter. This is the way to heaven and the peace of Easter. What is that, the peace of Easter? Which we join in glad awareness that the Son of God is risen from the past and has now awakened into the present. Now he is free, unlimited in his communion with all that is within him. This cup of coffee is going to prove all those points that I just made. This is really remarkable. Okay, so what we did when we came here, and this I talked about in the very first video, Quantum Reggae video debut video. So we've established that the cause of everything, including all this world of time and space, is in the mind, specifically my mind. And I do want to take credit for manifesting all the national parks. I'll take credit for that. Just kidding. We all did that together. But what we've done in our minds to create this place, to create space and time, was we've put up a kind of veil in our minds. We've put up a veil to pretend that we've split our minds and that we've jumped onto one side and locked out the awareness of everything else. So we've put this veil up, we've jumped onto the side we could label separation from God. So we've entertaining this idea of separation from God. What would it be like if I were separate from God? And created this world called time and space, this physical universe, in which to play out that idea. And so this place is a place of separation. And the way it works is we had to wall off. That's what the purpose of the veil is. We had to wall off our awareness of the fact that we could never be separate from God. So we very, very effectively walled off that awareness in the same way that we've walled off what came before birth and comes after death and where the hell God is in all of this. We've walled those things off so that we can have the experience of separation. And we're having it. It's a game. It's a game. And it's not real. And that we can get into depth later. But look at these phrases. You know, the veil of fear. Beyond the veil. It has been carefully prepared for you and it is ready to receive you now. So the purpose of Easter was very specific. So we've created this situation where we've walled ourselves off voluntarily because we've decided to play this game. And so the game actually is to how do I find my way out of the situation once I realize deeply enough that it's an impossible situation, that I can't do anything here effectively, that this is an impossible situation. And that it's fun to play for a while, but it can get tiring after, say, 2,000 lifetimes of doing this, of many, many, many years trying to do this. And so in this walled-off domain that we have here, in which we feel separate from God, since everything is in mind, since everything is created in mind, that's the cause, and the effect is time and space. In order to find our way out, someone had to help us, and that was Jesus, and that's what he did in his final physical lifetime. So what would be the way out of the walled-off, hermetically sealed place of separation that's based in mind and is caused by mind? And that would be an idea. And an idea had to be introduced. So if we're a nice little model of the global situation, if an individual person is a nice model in the sense that how much of my awareness do I have towards returning home? Say I have 75% of my awareness towards returning home, 25% is still ego dominated. I'm getting there. I'm feeling 75% of the time a lot of peace. But before I ever heard about the idea that I just explained, this whole structure of what's going on here, I would not have had access to an exit place, because a place that's created by ideas, a place that's created in the mind by beliefs, has to be dispelled the same way. You have to go to the cause. So there needed to be an extreme example. And so, see this cup of black coffee? And I pour cream into it. I don't know where to put my eyes here. I pour cream into it, and what happens? The entire thing is affected. The entire thing is affected. I've been dying to drink this for 20 minutes here. So this entire cup of coffee is affected. Your home has called you since time began. Time is the device that we created in order to have this experience, this sequential, this idea of sequence. And so your chosen home is on the other side, beyond the veil. It has been carefully prepared for you, and it is ready to receive you. Losing my place here a little bit. See, the Son of God is risen from the past and has awakened to the present. Here's the key sentence. Now he is free, unlimited in his communion with all that is within him. His communion with all that is. You see how the cream is communing now with the entire cup of coffee. And so what Jesus did for us, it's windy, what Jesus did for us is, a door just opened, a wind just blew a door open, is he demonstrated that death could become overcome completely. So since his original body, just like yours and mine in physical world, is a projection, is an image, he went through he played out the entire drama of death. You know, it's like, kill me 10 times. Show me how much you can torture, how much of a contempt I can absorb because I'm working with a different source, and how much can you kill me? You know, you can kill me, you can nail me to this cross, you can stab me with a sword, you can seal me in a crypt. You know, kill me 50 times. And then this is the real point, is by stepping out and demonstrating that he's fine, physically, by a physical demonstration that his body is completely restored, which he did show to 600 to 800 people over the course of 2-3 years after the resurrection. He basically pours the cream into the coffee. And so globally speaking, in the global consciousness that was totally ego-dominated, on a global scale, there were a lot of individuals penetrating this, but it needed a big example to penetrate the entire globe. So he did this demonstration, this extreme example, which only needed to be done once, because the idea is now introduced into our... And so what happened was, this is why Easter is the most important holiday ever. If you noticed, what did we do? Come on, you can come up with it. What did we do when we reset the clock? How is time? Time. This is 2014. It's 2014 years after death. And so, what's happened is the black coffee that was the ego-dominated global situation, completely ego-based consciousness, basically, relatively speaking, gets the idea inserted into it, and it spreads and communes with everything. And so for 2014 years, the ego has been losing ground. It is not dominated. And so what's happening is, this is one of the explanations of why everything is becoming so intense. The weather, collapse of the economy, collapse of everything. This is why, is because the ego is clawing its way in a losing battle. And I'll explain that point in the next video or another video. So anyway, that's the point. In Marie Perron's book, A Course of Love, it is described that this was attempted previously, but the beings that cooperated in coming in here to introduce such an idea had to be withdrawn because the the resistance was too strong. The ego, the black cup of coffee, was just not going to receive the cream. And so finally that got to the point where Jesus could do what he did, and then we had the tolling of the bell. It's like a striking of a bell that has been ringing for 2,000 years and weakening the ego steadily. So something really cool is occurring here on this planet. Really cool. And I'll just end this finally by saying, if you were standing on the shell of an egg when a chick was being born, it would look awfully disruptive and intense at first. And that's where we're at right now in this 2,000 year plus experiment. And the ego's fighting back now on a big scale. So, but it's because it's losing. it's busily sawing off the branch, but doesn't realize which side of the saw it should be on. So anyway, that's a very cool way to think about Easter. Very, very positive way to think about it. So remember, the ego focuses on the crucifixion. The spirit self focuses, God self focuses on the resurrection. So I will finish my coffee now and say goodbye for now. One love, everyone. Be well. Thank you.